Think about this. A fully loaded commercial airplane weighs about 400,000 kilograms. That is roughly the weight of 80 adult elephants. And yet, it sits up at 35,000 feet, cruising on literally nothing but thin air. If you've ever looked out a window mid-flight and thought, how the heck is this giant metal tube not plummeting to the earth right now? You're not alone. But the truth is, airplanes don't just stay up by luck. They are actually trapped in a giant invisible tug of war. And the physics are beautiful. To understand why planes don't fall, you just need to meet the four forces of flight. Think of them as two rival pairs, gravity versus lift. Gravity wants to pull the plane down. Lift pushes it up. Thrust versus drag. Thrust shoots the plane forward. Drag, air resistance, tries to slow it down. When a plane is cruising smoothly, these forces are perfectly balanced. The forward push equals the backward drag, and the upward lift perfectly matches the weight of the plane. But how do you generate enough upward force to beat gravity when you weigh as much as a herd of elephants? It all comes down to the shape of the wings. If you look at an airplane wing from the side, it's not flat. It's shaped like a teardrop that's flat on the bottom and curved on top. This is called an airfoil. When the engines blast the plane forward, air splits at the front of the wing. Because the top of the wing is curved, the air traveling over it gets crowded and has to speed up. Fast-moving air creates low pressure. Meanwhile, the air underneath stays slower, creating high pressure. High pressure always tries to move toward low pressure. So, that high pressure underneath literally pushes the wing upward. Pro tip, analogy. It's exactly like sticking your hand out of a car window on the highway. If you tilt your hand up slightly, the wind forces your hand upward. That's lift in action. Here's the part that blows most people's minds. Air is not empty space. At 500 miles per hour, air acts less like a gas and more like a thick fluid. An airplane is essentially resting on a high-speed cushion of air. Even if the engines completely fail, which is incredibly rare, a plane doesn't just stall and drop straight down like a cartoon coyote off a cliff. It becomes a massive glider. A typical airliner can glide for about 2 to 3 miles for every 1,000 feet of altitude. If engines cut out at cruising altitude, pilots have roughly 20 to 30 minutes to find a safe place to land. Airplanes want to stay flying, so the next time you feel a bit of turbulence, just remember, you aren't defying physics. You're relying on it. The air holding you up is as real as the road under a car's tires. If you never knew how much heavy lifting a wing actually does, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What's the craziest flight you've ever been on? See you in the next one.